What do you feel like, Scott, are some sticking points right now that you're having or barriers you're trying to overcome?
Elevated construction costs is probably a tough one. I feel like it's the new norm, and we're still selling projects, but things are it's amazing to me how much prices have changed
Hmm.
since COVID. COVID really just changed things, and I don't really see it going back to that. It's just getting people to realize this is the new normal. That seems to be the tricky part today. And of
Hmm.
course, like everybody else, the shortage of skilled trades by far is another tough one that,
Yeah.
as the older generations are starting to retire, getting young people to get interested in the trades.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Builder's Bible. I'm joined by Scott Hinz, who is the founder of Total Quality Construction. He's a residential builder and has a long history in this industry. And I'm excited to dive in with him today and pick his brain a little bit. Scott, my first question is always the same. Tell us a little bit of your story. How did you wind up to where we are today?
Thanks for having me, Andrew. So I've been in business for going on my 25th year. We started in 2001, started as carpenter contractors. I was going to college for multiple things, ended up in business management and was a carpenter at the time. And just through my education, decided that there was a level of professionalism in our area that was lacking in the business and the industry. So decided to enter into business at, 24 years ago. So that I was 26 years old, 50
Mm-hmm.
now. So it's been a roller coaster ride, but I can honestly say I have no regrets. Um, like I said, we started as carpenter contractors, and it kind of have evolved through the years to a full design, build, remodeling, and home building.
Mm-hmm.
And to where at one time we had close to 40 carpenters. Now it's a smaller staff and a lot more subcontractors. We have 9 employees now, consisting of estimating and design, project manager, production manager, and a few carpenters still on staff. Always had carpenters on our staff. But we do work with a lot of subcontractors now, doing anything from a bathroom remodel all the way up to a full house build. We're building a house for a customer right now, custom house.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so just been through it all, been through the recession, been through COVID, been through. So I feel like I have some experience and some knowledge in this industry, and probably some good nuggets that I think people could take from this podcast.
Hmm. That's good. Yeah. So tell us, how do people find you? And then what's a very typical deal for you? Let's call it. Like, is it a $2 million home? Is it a $500,000 remodel? Like, what's a very typical kind of thing that you're doing?
So right now, obviously, we do job site signs, we do lettering and logos on company vehicles, we do some magazine, obviously a huge online present, Google ads, a website. So typically when somebody calls, we qualify them just like they're qualifying, a contractor. We qualify our customers to make sure that we're a good fit for them. They're a good fit for us. The typical call is, I would say average call or average size job is, say, a kitchen remodel with some structural modifications, and around 100,000, I would say, is our average ticket, and smallest ticket would be around 15,000. Largest ticket, 500,000. I would say 500 to 750,000.
Okay. Um, where are most people coming in through your website? Are they referrals from other clients? How do you typically get people into your pipeline?
Lots of referrals. We get lots of referrals. If it's not a referral, it's typically web based or job site signs or the magazine. It seems like if we're
Mm-hmm.
working somewhere, as a matter of fact, we were building a couple additions onto a house, a current job, and their neighbor just called us. Just they seen what we did, they liked it, called us up. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, a lot of word of mouth, a lot of repeat customers.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's awesome. What are some, maybe what are your kind of your value props that when people say, "Hey, what makes you guys different?" What are some of the things you normally say? Is it, quality? Is it timeliness? Like, what are your kind of two or three things you come back to?
so a big one for us is the communication. I feel like where, at least in our area, where a lot of other contractors miss the mark is everybody says, we provide quality craftsmanship. Well, that's kind of expected, right? That should be a given. Where we really focus is on the communication and the customer service. For example, we have a what we call a concierge service where we are following up with our customers not only during the project but even through warranty is through our warranty period, which is 1 year, sometimes 2 years, depending on what the project is. But we will contact our customers and say, hey, just checking on you, making sure everything's working okay. Do you have any issues? Do you need someone to come out and take a look at anything? We use an on-site construction management program that customers can sign off on paperwork. They can make selections. They can visually see the selections. We we hold their hand through the entire process, every step of the way.
Hmm.
So,
What do you feel like, Scott, are some sticking points right now that you're having, or barriers you're trying to overcome?
ooh, that's a good one. Um, elevated
If I go ahead.
elevated construction costs is probably a tough one. Um,
Hmm.
I feel like it's the new norm, and we're still selling projects, but things are just. It's amazing to me how much prices have changed
Hmm.
since COVID. COVID really just changed things, and I don't really see it going back to that. It's just getting people to realize this is the new normal. That seems to be the tricky part today. And of course,
Hmm.
like everybody else, the shortage of skilled trades by far is another tough one that,
Yeah.
as the older generations are starting to retire, getting young people to get interested in the trades.
How are you finding your contractors now? Like, are you, putting an ad out? Are you using a recruiting firm?
Website, we use a recruiting firm to actually network for us. They will reach out to all kinds of agencies just to get people in networking groups, just to stay in contact with us. If you have a skilled trade or involved in design or estimating, we want you in a list so that when we are ready to hire, we can easily contact those people.
Let's talk about AI for a second. How are you using AI, and where do you feel like you could be using it that you're not?
We're using it a lot in like Chat GPT. We use a lot for creating better documents. We create documents and then have Chat GPT just make it sound better. I would love to use it more in, I know like our CRM program has a AI tool that will help you build estimates. Not sure how to do it yet, but I'm very interested. So I'm a huge fan of AI, and it's just making our jobs so much easier.
So it sounds like, going back to the question, an area you feel like you could be using it is with estimation, and you're just not kind of sure how to use it quite yet.
Right, right. I think it's
Okay.
fairly new, and and so I guess it's just taking the time to sit down and try to figure out how to use it, where to use it, and when.
Yeah. Let me think what else let's talk about what's your favorite project you're working on now, or that you have worked on recently? Was there a fun remodel? Was there something that kind of made you guys really level up and have to be creative.
There's a pretty fantastic kitchen that we're working on that we're just about to get done here locally in Sylvania. And it was just working with a customer that they knew what they wanted. It wasn't a question of price. It was more of a question of, this is exactly what I want, and this is exactly what I want it to look like. She's got great taste, and we're just finishing up like this week, and I can't wait to get some pictures of that project online. But it's not only a kitchen, but it was an addition, taking out some structural walls, putting beams in, enlarging their kitchen, then of course enlarging the space on the kitchen as well, like the great room, and even some space above the kitchen, because it kind of tied into their existing roof. So, but it's a, it's an eye-opening, textbook, beautiful project.
Whenever you have some pictures, feel free to send them over, and we'll drop them in the show notes for sure.
Perfect.
What's something that gets you fired up that we haven't talked about today? Is there a business principle you've learned? Faith is not off limits. Is there something with your family? What's something that gets you fired up? Even a hobby is fine
Technology.
too. Yeah.
Besides
Okay.
AI, it's just using technology into the industry right now. There's so many programs that you don't really have to even get out a tape measure anymore. I mean, it's the programs that we're using to model and create models and designs with, the CRM, construction management programs that are out there. I mean, everything is so much faster and efficient today that the more and more that they evolve and get better, the more I want to learn, and that gets me fired up. I just came back from Dallas last week for a JobTread training, and JobTread is the
Oh, that's
CRM
cool.
that we use.
I'd like to talk about that for a sec. So I have some
Yeah.
friends. So I'm a financial advisor by trade. I am not a builder,
Okay.
but I find the whole thing fascinating. And the people that use JobTread love it.
Oh
So
yeah.
talk about like because that's a common thing. It's common for me to come across guys using Procore. Some guys are using Buildertrend. Some guys are using, and it seems like there's all these different tools out there.
Yeah.
It's rare for me to find that someone's like, oh, I love all the tools I have. But the guys that use JobTread really like it.
Well, it's funny because I just went last week, and we went to Dallas, and um, it was in downtown Dallas, like a business convention center where the hotel was tied to the center. Well, come to find out that JobTread's headquarters is on the ninth floor of that business convention center. So each morning of this training, the CEO, Eric, I apologize, I don't know his last name, but would come down and talk to us and give a speech about business, and just a real humble guy. And what I found out was he obviously was a computer software type person, built software, and he was approached by a contractor friend of his about building them some software to help them manage their business. And he basically said, "I will do that, but I want to shadow the company and be like a CEO of the company for 1 year." And he basically went around and shadowed the project managers, the estimators, even the people out in the field. And when it was all said and done, he created a system. The system was his, and turned it into JobTread. So I literally said to him, I can tell that you had boots in the field for a while, because I remember when I first started using it, I'm like, it seems like a contractor built this software, because it was one. I mean, we're not computer savvy, right? We're contractors, and everything on JobTread, he just made it very simple to use, very customizable, very flexible, and the other programs that are out there, and not to mention that it's quite a bit less expensive than some of these other ones that are out there. We were actually using UDA before that for years, probably close to 10 years. And it was literally almost double the price. So, yeah, it's just a fantastic program.
That's awesome. Is there anything that we haven't talked about today that you want to talk about?
Not really. The topic of, what's the industry and the market going to look like? But that's always a tough question, right? I mean, that there's so many opinions, but I feel like everybody that I talk to, I belong to a couple national industries, like Breakthrough Academy is one of them, and everybody still seems to be doing pretty strong, and it's forecasted to stay strong for a while.
Hmm. All right. Well, if people want to learn more about who you are and what you do, where can they go?
So you can go to our website, www.totalqualityconstruction.com. Come to Toledo, Ohio, well, Sylvania, Ohio specifically. We have a phone number. Our phone number is 419-843-6737. Or feel free to reach out to me directly. My email is scott@totalqualityconstruction.com.
Scott, you're the man. Thank you for coming on. Don't go anywhere. I want to chop it up with you, but thank you so much for coming on the show. And guys, check out Scott and his work. I did some light research before our meeting, and awesome quality work that he's doing. So go ahead and check out his stuff. So
yeah, thank you, Andrew. Appreciate it.